Hi, I'm Carole Copeland Thomas. I'm really excited because in the year 2000, I had the opportunity to start a breakfast series, an empowerment breakfast series that has grown and morphed so much so that now, as of next Thursday, March 3rd, we will be celebrating our 23rd breakfast. The breakfast used to be held twice a year and now it's held once a year. We have honored many people, had some fascinating speakers, and I think you will be delighted by the individuals who we're going to honor next week and who we're going to celebrate because of what they have done for Black History Month. I really believe that Black history is American history, should be celebrated by everyone, regardless of your ethnicity, your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, but recognizing that there are so many people who have given and sacrificed and done so much for this country to make it what it is today. So we're going to be honoring the African American men and women in the military, both past and present, with our eye on 24 in particular. And this includes civilians. I call them civilian champions who are not military, but who have given their service and sacrifice to our community here in the greater Boston area. We're going to honor seven, now six, of the living Tuskegee Airmen here in the greater Boston area. That includes Harvey Sanford, Raymond Baker, Jack Bryant Grew, George Giddings, Dr. Harold May, and also Enoch Woodhouse. Unfortunately, we lost on February 2nd William Vickers, who passed away. All of these men are in their 80s and 90s. When I think about the service that they did back during World War II, it's amazing. The Tuskegee Airmen represent what used to be called the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II, and then at the end of that time period, when the war ended, they became known as the Tuskegee Airmen because they trained for military duty at the military base in Tuskegee, Alabama. The history is just fantastic, and there have been several movies made about them. So we're going to pay tribute to those six individuals and the one who just passed away next Thursday on March 3rd. We're also going to honor the serviceman who is currently serving in the armed services in the U.S. military, First Sergeant Michael Wiltz. He's not going to be here because he's serving right now somewhere in the world, but his wife, Dr. Felicia Wiltz, will be here to accept his award. I'm very excited about the work that he is doing too. And we're going to honor some notable veterans, including Patricia Odom, who was the first Black female military recruiter in the military. Also, Haywood Fennell, who is also a Vietnam veteran, playwright, and community activist. Mary Tuitt, who was a military veteran and the first in her class in the Navy to do the kind of work that she was doing when she was serving in the military. She is now the Chief of Staff to Representative Gloria Fox here in the Massachusetts State House of Representatives. Also, Reverend Dr. Carlita Cotton, who is retired military, an AME minister, and a college professor. And our keynote speaker next week, Vietnam veteran, Purple Heart recipient, entrepreneur, co-founder of the Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts, is Ernest Washington Jr. He's going to deliver a power-packed message during our Black History Breakfast. Dr. Roger Harris, who served with Ernie Washington during Vietnam. They were both in the Marines together. They have quite a bond. We're going to honor him. He is a celebrated educator here in the greater Boston area. Reverend Dr. Sandra and Reverend Ken Whitley, career Air Force officers and now pastors in the AME Church. And Ken Turner, who is a retired captain with the U.S. Navy, now serving as the Director of Diversity for Massport. We look at the civilian community champions, and they include Willie Shellman, who is the president of the New England chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. He has a real fascination for aviation, an engineer, just a man who has kept this group together and just is deeply devoted to the living Tuskegee Airmen and those who have also passed away. When it comes to education, community service, and missionary work, you can't get any finer than twins Doreen and Elaine Harris, both officers and leaders at Bethel AME Church in Boston. They are also civic engaging women and women who have given so much not only to the field of education but also in the community. And we're going to honor Ron Armstead, who was the leader of the Congressional Black Caucus Veterans Brain Trust. Those are just a few of those living individuals who we're going to honor. And we're going to honor three very special people who have passed away, but also given service given their service and their time and their sacrifice to the military. That includes the late James Guilford, who is a World War II veteran. He just passed away just months ago, community leader here in Greater Boston, and a master barber. Also, the late Dr. James Fitzgerald, who was a Korean War physician. He was a MASH physician, and his daughter, my sister-in-law, Deborah Fitzgerald, will be here to receive his award. He was also a Purple Heart recipient, and if you've seen the TV series MASH, he was one of those MASH doctors. And then lastly, I am deeply honored that I'm going to honor my father, the late Second Lieutenant Wilson Copeland, who was also a Tuskegee Airman, an ambassador, traveled all over the world and worked for the State Department for much of his life, and he was also an entrepreneur. But he served as a Tuskegee Airman. He was one of those U.S. Army Air Corps individuals who served during World War II. So there you have it, 24 fascinating people who we're going to honor next Thursday, March 3rd, at the Black History Breakfast. You can go to www.mssconnect.com. That's mssconnect.com to get your tickets. We still have tickets available. Tickets are $65 each, or $650 for a table of 10. Or if you're a member of the MSS Connect, it's mssconnect.com. If you're a member of the Multicultural Symposium series, which is part of mssconnect.com, your tickets are only $50. We pay tribute to those who have given their service, certainly in the military, in the community, and we pay tribute to everyone who has contributed to Black History Month, because Black history is American history. We'll see you next week, March 3rd. Hope you'll be there and spread the word, so this will be an exciting, power-packed event for all who attend. Take care. See you later.